free will defense says that God had to allow evil for us to have free will. Mackie thought that was wrong and claimed it disproved God, but there is an objection. Welcome to Untangled Philosophy. Today, we'll explore whether the free will defense is a successful response to the problem of evil, or if Mackie destroyed it. J.L. Mackie, the 20th century philosopher and atheist, takes aim at the free will defense in his book, The Miracle of Theism, a title that implies it requires a miracle to even believe in God. But why? Because theism, Mackie says, involves a contradiction. Imagine a parent who is both all-powerful and completely loving. Now imagine they watch their child drown and do nothing. Either they're not that powerful, or they don't care. Mackie applies this same logic to God. Theists believe that God is omnipotent and wholly good. Yet, we live in a world of pain and suffering. Mackie says that these things cannot be true all at once, because a good, powerful God would, by definition, not allow evil. This is known as the logical problem of evil, and sometimes the inconsistent triad, because it is claimed that there is a logical contradiction between God's omnipotence, goodness, and the existence of evil. One of these things has to give way. But Mackie has a tidy solution. Since evil is undeniable, just get rid of God. Problem solved. But is it really that easy? The free will defense presents a challenge. It says that God allows evil because without it, we couldn't have free will. We need free will because otherwise our choices and actions would be meaningless. What praise would you deserve for being good if you didn't have a choice? It's like rewarding a calculator for getting the right answer. The existence of evil ensures that we have a genuine choice between good and bad. Therefore, there is no incompatibility between a God who is omnipotent and wholly good and a world with evil. Not so fast, says Mackie. He argues that it is logically possible for God to have created a world in which there is no evil, and yet human beings still possess free will. How? Well, he says, wouldn't it be possible for someone who has done a good thing once to do good things all the time? So it's possible for everyone to always choose good. Therefore, it's logically possible for God to have created a world where we're free, but never do wrong. If it can both be true that we have free will and moral evil doesn't exist, then the free will defense fails. Now, the crucial part of Mackie's argument is this. God did not create such a world. But why didn't he? God must have either not been capable, and thus is not omnipotent, or he just doesn't care about human suffering, and so is not wholly good. Maybe God doesn't exist at all. So, Mackie won the argument, right? Maybe not. However, Plantinga disagrees with Mackie. His key claim is this. If God causes us to always choose good, we're not genuinely free. How could we honestly say that humans have free will if God had created us in such a way that no matter what, we would never choose to do something bad, never even have an evil thought? This doesn't seem like freedom. It would seem like God has designed our psychology in such a way that he has determined us to always be good. And that's not all. Have a closer look at Mackie's argument, and you can see that it breaks down. Granted, Mackie's argument is a logical one that does not depend on empirical data for its success, but surely the reason we can say that it is logically possible for someone to do good all the time, which is an important premise in his argument, surely the reason we know that is true is because we have experience of people doing good. Now, focus, because this is the critical point. For Mackie's argument to succeed and for free will to be retained, moral evil, even though no one ever does it, has to be logically possible in the world that, he says, God would have created if he was truly omnipotent and wholly good. But how can we know that evil is still logically possible if no one ever does anything bad? Imagine being in such a world and trying to prove that evil is logically possible by doing an evil thing. You can't do it, because no matter what you do, you always do good instead. Plantinga concludes that Mackie's argument ultimately fails because if we were caused to always do good, we wouldn't have genuine free will. For genuine free will, there must be the real possibility of moral evil, thus there is no contradiction between God being omnipotent and wholly good and the existence of evil. But isn't there a problem here? I mean, is moral evil a cost worth paying for free will? Plantinga says that it is. A world with free beings like us is more valuable than a world with none. Why? Because our good actions, they wouldn't mean anything in a world with no free will. God ultimately wants us to choose him and the good freely, or else it's a meaningless choice. It's like turning up to vote in an election to find only one guy on the ballot. Every time you do good, you do it knowing you could have done otherwise. That, Plantinga would say, is what makes your actions meaningful, free, and truly good. So, Plantinga didn't prove God exists, he just showed that evil doesn't necessarily disprove God. And sometimes in philosophy, that's enough. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe for more. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.